Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths. When it comes to these narcissists involved in your life and chosen ones, like yourselves, these narcissists are really freaky. They are really freaky. You become such an obsession in the mind of the narcissist, and it's not talked about. You've got to understand the significant impact you had on the life of the narcissist. You was that bright shining light in their lives. You may have been treated badly, not appreciated, but honestly, you was that bright shining light. And this obsession they have, they can do a range of things. I've seen it in the comment section. I've heard about it from victims of narcissistic abuse, from the stalking to the spying, digital stalking, physical stalking, to the spying that they do, to contacting you on fake accounts, fake social media accounts, calling you from different phones just to hear your voice, only to hang up. I've heard of victims of narcissistic abuse going on dating profiles and the narcissist is trying to speak to them. This is what occurs, and it's all down to this obsession they have with you. They have a real obsession, a sick obsession about you. And this can go on for years. This can really go on for years. You can be happily getting on with your life, doing your thing, raising your vibration, elevating, ascending, healing, doing your thing. And out of nowhere, the narcissist appears. Whether that's them driving past your house, which I've heard from so many victims of narcissistic abuse, driving past a place of work, making an appearance physically, or just provoking you from a distance via social media or via your phone. They're seriously freaky. They're messed up in the head. They're really messed up in the head. So none of you need to absorb this information that tells you, because the thing is, the narcissist, I read it in a comment and I mentioned it in a video yesterday. Someone mentioned about narcissists detach from you. They do detach, right? They do detach, especially if they're the one that initiated the discard. They do detach. They do think the world is better. Even if you were the one that cut the narcissist off in your life, they still have the same thing. They're stubborn. When you cut them off, they'll go with their tails between their legs. They'll think they can go on in life and survive without you. And either if you're discarded, reverse discarded, or you cut them off because they become too toxic, reality kicks in for them. And this is why the chosen one becomes an obsession in the mind of the narcissist, because reality kicks in. Life doesn't work out the way that they planned it to be. Life doesn't work out that way for them, And they have the fond memories. And also, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So when there's an absence between you and them, there's a significant time period where there's no contact, you're not communicating, all they're doing is obsessing. That's what they're doing. That's what they do in their day in and day out life. They obsess about the chosen one, right? And it all comes down to you being such a significant influence in the life of the narcissist. These parasites, these dusty weirdos, they don't appreciate you like a genuine, authentic person would. They don't appreciate the love, the care that you offered like a genuine, authentic person would. But they don't even appreciate your supply that you offer. But they need your supply. They actually need it to physically function. They actually need your supply. They need it. And this is why, they don't go away. They're like a bad smell. They actually don't go away. they're completely deranged, completely effed up. They actually don't go away, right? You see, you could be at a place in your journey, hurt, broken, distraught, in pain, and you think it's all gone quiet. But let me tell you, the narcissist that was involved in your life is closer than you think. They're actually closer than you think. You know, you might think that they're going on with their lives and they're getting on with their lives. They're not closer to than you think. And in some cases, that can be physically close in the aspect of them actually stalking. And I'm not trying to trigger any fear into any of you now. I'm just saying, also it can mean closeness in the sense of they're a phone call away, they're a social media connection away from trying to initiate some form of hoover. You know, these hoovers are freaky. The hoovers that they do, narcissists involved in your life do, they're freaky. They're weird. You know, they actually, the thing is about the narcissists and the hoovers is they actually think, you know, some people accept the hoover, you know, and it's not your fault if you have accepted the hoover. So I'm not knocking anyone. If you have accepted a hoover, that's because you hadn't fully awakened yet. You hadn't fully awakened to the point that you're at now, right? But looking back in retrospect, you'll be able to analyze and see that this hoover that you experienced, it wasn't authentic. It wasn't genuine. It wasn't someone who was generally coming from a place of honesty and truth and transparency. It was coming from a place of dark, delusional weirdos, you know, them being weirdos, you know. And they do strange hoovers, you know, they do strange hoovers. I read all the comments, and some of the hoovers I've seen mentioned in the comments that they do, you know, they do sick and twisted stuff, real sick and twisted stuff. And sometimes hoovers are temperament checkers. Sometimes hoovers are to provoke a reaction from you. Because at the end of the day, the narcissist wants a supply source from you. They want fuel, right? And the chosen one and the empath is the only soul that actually makes them feel liberated and alive, like to their best potential. You make them feel that way. They may have not shown it during the time when you were involved with them, whether this was a friend, a family member, colleague, romantic partner, associate. They may have not shown that you had this impact in their lives, but you did. You really, really did, you know? And this impact lives with them. It will live with them eternally. They will suffer. Call it karma, call it God's will, call it the universe, whatever your belief system is. You know, they will suffer significantly going into their future. It's not a good... That's why you need to detach. You need to make sure that you don't let them back in. You need to make sure you don't walk the path with them. You know, you don't need someone around you like that. You really don't need people around you like that. Some of you experience this from all angles. You know, and your friends, family, romantic partners, colleagues, associates. Some of you experience narcissistic abuse from all angles. You know, boss at work, for example. They're freaks. They're freaky individuals. Proper, you know? And their obsession is sick and twisted. And it doesn't fade. It honestly doesn't fade. You consume their minds. You really consume their minds. You got to understand what silence means to a narcissist. Silence, in their minds, they think they're punishing you. When the narcissist realizes that them being silenced is actually benefiting you, right? I'll say that again. Narcissists think silence is punishing you. When the narcissist figures out from their intel, from them stalking, from them watching your social media, whatever, that their silence isn't being a detriment to you, and your lifestyle, you'll hear from them again. You know, when they see that you're healing, when they see that you're doing well, when they see that the silence that they're putting you through, if you were discarded, for instance, and they've gone silent, or whatever the case, they've gone silent, they've gone, they ghosted you, whatever. When they discover that silence that they put you through, that may have been hard at times, that may have been a real struggle for you at the beginning, but you overcome it. When they realize that you've overcome that and the silence doesn't faze you no more, they will get back into contact. That's what a lot of you don't realize, right? So some of you question when the Hoover will come. You need to make sure that you get to a place where you're not fazed by this narcissist ghosting you, giving you silent treatment, or whatever. You know, it's like you need to get to a place where you literally do not want to hear from them. You do not want to be in the same space as them. You do not want to breathe the same air as them. You do not want to be anywhere near them. That's where you need to be in your minds. That is where you need to be in your minds. You know, and that intensifies the obsession. You know, when they realize that you don't want to be there, they're obsessing. Even when you're in hurt and pain, they're obsessing still. But when they realize that you don't give a shit, that you've reached a point of indifference, when you don't care what they're doing, you don't care who they're with, you literally don't want to be around them, you don't care about the silence, you're actually enjoying the silence. The silence is like music to your ears, so to speak. The obsession in their own minds intensifies. You know, it really intensifies for them. So you need to understand that you're dealing with someone who's seriously sick and deranged, and you need to make sure that you cut contact immediately with these types of individuals. If you're still engaging with them, if you've got children, parallel parenting is the best option. Like I said, this doesn't just have to be romantic relationships, but if you have children with them, parallel parenting is the best option. Look into parallel parenting because it will eliminate them calling your phone. It will eliminate them turning up to your house. You can communicate through an app. You can meet in a neutral location to transfer the children, things of that nature. You can grey rock them, and that's the best. That can be just as powerful as going full no contact. But they will realize that's what you need to make it known that you're enjoying the silence. You know, you need to get to that place authentically. First of all, you need to really get to that place where you actually enjoy the silence. You don't want to hear from them again. When you hear from them, it makes you feel sick. You know, you need to be repulsed. If this was a romantic partner, flashes of intimacy that you may have had that may occur in your mind, you need to be repulsed and sickened by it. These are all indications that you're heading in the right direction. You see, if you're in a place lonely or alone and you're craving companionship and you're missing the company that you used to keep with a narcissist, you're not in the right place yet. And they are probably aware of that you're still in that place of hurt, you're still in that place of pain. You see, they're probably most likely aware of that. They do keep intel on you. They keep intel on you through various means, you know, finding out from affiliates of yours, flying monkeys. They'll find out information about you. They try their best to find information out about you. And with social media these days, it's like a digital footprint, you know. They find out a lot of intel from your social media. You need to be aware that some accounts that are actually maybe in your following, I'm not that well versed on social media, but perhaps on Instagram that are one of your followers, or Facebook that are one of your friends that have been there for a long time, perhaps. This could have been the narcissist that was involved in your life, making a fake account back in the days when you were still in their life. And this is how they've gained access. You know, it's also those accounts that come up on Instagram that have no followers, or they're not following anyone. Those I don't know what those accounts are, burner accounts or whatever. That's not the right description, but they're just weird, deranged accounts. I've heard this from victims of narcissistic abuse. They're getting someone with 0 followers, 0 following, with a strange picture or something like that, and they request, like, the victim of narcissistic abuse might have their account on private, and they'll request to follow them, you know, or request to send them a message, things like this. They really want to know what's going on, and it's down to this sick obsession that they have about the chosen one and the empath. They're really deranged, really deranged. It's they're really freaky, you know. That's perhaps the best way I can put it. Dusty weirdos, freaky, delusional, deranged. All of those words are exactly what they are, you know. But it all comes down to the significance that you was in their life, you know. You done your best by them, by your potential at that period of time in this walk called life. You done your best by them. You're not perfect, you're not an angel, but you done your best by them, right? For that particular season, for that particular moment in time. And that's not forgotten in the mind of the narcissist. They remember the way you made them feel. You made them feel alive. A lot of you were life supports towards these narcissists that are involved in your life. You literally gave their lives meaning. You literally gave their lives meaning. They may never have made you realize this. You may never have felt appreciated. You may never have been paid your dues. But you literally gave their lives meaning. Them being involved with you gave their life meaning. Without you in it, this is the sick obsession that forms, you know? Because honestly, they miss those days that you were in some contact with them, whether it was like I always say, friend, family member, colleague, romantic partner, associate. They miss those days when you was in that that relationship with them. They do miss those days. And you need to understand the significance of absence. Absence haunts the mind of the narcissist, you know? And absence makes the heart grow fonder. So, like, for those of you that were discarded or made to feel worthless or made to feel like nothing, this separation, this time apart, I'm not telling you this so you rekindle them, please do not. But they will have a fonder feeling towards you through the separation, through the absence. But please do not take that as information to rekindle at some point or want to rekindle. You really need to enjoy the silence, enjoy the separation, enjoy being free from them, enjoy not being in the clutches no longer, enjoy not having to deal with their BS. You know, you need to count your blessings and really enjoy not having to deal with a parasite like they are. They're seriously sick and twisted and effed up. They really, really, really are, you know. But they, you know, for those that think that narcissists can be with narcissists or not in just romantic relationships, but narcissists need empaths or chosen ones to feel alive, to feel liberated, to feel reinvigorated. How else can I describe it? To feel the chemical release in their neurological chemicals in their brain be released. They need the empath of the chosen one to feel those feelings. They get a euphoric rush by being around the chosen one, by being around the empath. They get a euphoric rush by even being separated, by hoovering you, by spying on you. They get a euphoric rush. It's all the obsession. They really get a euphoric rush from doing anything in relation to you, because they're fiending for those remnants of supply. Those hoovers, those spying, they're fiending for any remnants of supply. Those fake profile requests, anything you're going through, they're fiending for remnants of your supply, because your supply is so potent. So, if you'd like to know about a fundamental fear about you that lies deep in the narcissist, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.